Hello and welcome back to Health Voices. This is your trusted space for real conversations about aging with strength, with dignity, and with real vitality. I want you to imagine something for me for just a moment. Think about a woman. Maybe she's someone like your mother, or your neighbor, or maybe she's you. For years, her legs have felt swollen, heavy, stiff. Just getting up from a chair. It feels like lifting concrete blocks. Every single step is a slow, conscious effort. But then, after just 7 days, something remarkable happens. Her legs, they feel lighter. That ache that was always there, it starts to fade. She can move more freely. She's sleeping more deeply. She can even enjoy a morning walk without that familiar feeling of dread. And no, this change didn't come from a new prescription. It didn't come from an expensive machine or another visit to a specialist. It came from a simple oil. An oil that most of us probably have sitting right now, forgotten, in a kitchen cabinet. So what if the solution to years of chronic leg pain? What if it wasn't about adding more things? What if it was about returning to something simple, something powerful, something deeply restorative? Today we are going to explore this incredible possibility, and here to help us understand the science behind this simple miracle is our expert on musculoskeletal health and healthy aging, Dr. Morgan. Dr. Morgan, thank you so much for joining us to talk about what sounds like a truly life-changing topic.
It's a pleasure to be here, Sarah, and I'm glad you framed it that way. Because what we're talking about today, it goes far beyond just a simple life hack. We are touching on something I consider a silent epidemic. It affects millions of people over 60. And that is the progressive loss of mobility, all because of chronic leg issues. It's a problem that quietly steals a person's independence. It steals their confidence. It steals their connection to the world. And so often, it's just dismissed with a sigh. People say, well, that's just a normal part of getting old. I want to be very clear with our audience today. While changes to your body are normal, suffering is not. You don't have to live with it. We can do better. And to really understand the solution, we first have to respect the problem. You see, there isn't just one single cause for that feeling of heavy, aching, swollen legs. It's usually a combination of factors. I like to call it the triad of leg heaviness. The first part of that triad, and it's a really big one, is what we call vascular insufficiency. That's just a medical term for poor circulation. Think of your circulatory system like a two-way highway. Your arteries. Those are the lanes carrying fresh, oxygen-rich blood down to your legs. That part is pretty easy for the body. Gravity helps. The hard part is the return trip. Your veins are the lanes that have to bring all that used blood back up to your heart, and they are fighting against gravity every single second. As we get older, a couple of things happen. The arteries can get a little stiffer, but the real problem is often with the veins. They start to lose their springiness, their elasticity, and the tiny one-way valves inside them, the ones that are supposed to stop blood from flowing backward, they can get weak or leaky. When that blood can't get back up to the heart efficiently, it starts to pool in the lower legs. And that's what causes that classic swelling, that aching, and that deep feeling of heaviness.
Wow. So it's literally a traffic jam happening inside the veins. That's a very clear way to put it. What's the second part of this triad?
The second part is lymphatic stagnation. Now, if the circulatory system is the body's water supply, then the lymphatic system is its advanced sewage and filtration system. It's a bit of an unsung hero. It's a whole network of vessels that's responsible for clearing out waste products, excess fluid, and all sorts of inflammatory cells from your tissues. With age, this system can just get sluggish. The flow slows right down. And when your lymphatic system can't efficiently drain all that fluid, the fluid gets trapped in the tissues around it. This is what doctors call edema, and it's a major reason why your ankles and feet can look so puffy by the end of the day. The third part of the triad, and this one connects everything else together, is sarcopenia. That's the medical term for age-related muscle loss, and this is so incredibly important. The strong muscles in our calves and thighs, they act like a powerful secondary heart for our lower body. Every time you take a step, every time you contract your calf muscles, they squeeze the veins that are embedded deep inside them. This action physically pumps blood upward against gravity. We call it the calf muscle pump. So as we lose muscle mass from just getting older or from being less active, this pump gets weaker. And here's the vicious cycle. The less we move, the weaker the pump gets. And the weaker the pump gets, the less we feel like moving. It's a cycle that allows all that fluid and blood to just stay stagnant in our lower legs.
The triad of leg heaviness: poor circulation, fluid buildup, and muscle loss. Thank you for breaking that down so clearly, Dr. Morgan. It really shows how this isn't just one simple problem. It's a cascade of issues all feeding into each other. So, where does a simple oil from the kitchen fit into such a complex picture? It almost sounds too simple to be true.
It does, doesn't it? And that's really the beauty of it. The oil we're talking about is rosemary oil. And no, this isn't folklore. This is phytochemistry. It's the chemistry of plants. A little bottle of high-quality rosemary essential oil is a very complex cocktail. It has hundreds of natural compounds in it. But for what we're talking about today, there are 3 of them that are the real star players. First, there's a compound called 1,8-cineol. Now this is a well-studied natural vasodilator. All that means is that it helps to gently relax and widen the blood vessels near the surface of your skin. This encourages better blood flow into areas that might have been starved for oxygen and nutrients. The second one is camphor. Camphor is what gives you that gentle, comforting warmth you feel a few minutes after you put the oil on. It interacts with nerve endings in your skin, and it creates a mild pain-relieving effect. It helps to soothe those tired muscles, and it distracts your brain from sending those chronic pain signals. And the third one is rosmarinic acid. This one is a powerhouse. It's a natural antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. It helps to calm down irritated tissues, and it fights the kind of stress that makes our blood vessels get older. So when you massage this oil into your legs, you are not just moisturizing your skin. Not at all. You are deploying a whole team of natural compounds, and they all work together to improve your circulation, reduce your pain, and calm down that inflammation. I saw the power of this firsthand with a patient of mine. We'll call him Arthur. Arthur is 78 years old. He's a retired mailman. For over 40 years, his legs were his job. They were his livelihood. He told me he used to walk 10 miles a day without even thinking about it. He took so much pride in his physical stamina. But in the 10 years since he retired, he had become more and more sedentary. He came to me because he was deeply distressed. He was upset. His legs were constantly swollen. His calves would cramp up violently in the middle of the night. And he confessed to me that he had actually become afraid to walk to the end of his own driveway. He was worried he might stumble. He told me he felt trapped in his own armchair. Those were his words. So, after we made sure there were no serious blood clots or other red flags, I suggested we try a simple foundational approach first. Before we even thought about medications, I explained the science of rosemary oil to him, and I laid out a daily ritual. He was very skeptical. I could see it in his eyes. He couldn't believe that something he used for cooking could solve a problem that felt so huge, but he was also desperate, so he agreed. He said he would try it for just 1 week. The results, which we're about to talk about, they were profound, not just for his legs, but for his spirit.
Arthur's story is just so relatable. That feeling of losing a part of yourself that once defined you, it's something so many people face. So let's get into the details. For Arthur, and for everyone listening right now who wants to try this, how do you turn this oil into that powerful therapeutic ritual that you mentioned?
This is the most important part. I really want everyone to hear this. The how you do it is just as important as the what you're using. This is a clinical guide, a step-by-step way to do this for the maximum benefit. First, let's talk about timing and preparation. The ideal time to do this is right after a warm shower or a bath. The heat from the water, it brings blood to the surface of your skin, and the moisture makes the top layer of your skin more permeable. It's ready to receive the oil. Now, if you can't do it after a shower, that's okay. At least take a warm, damp washcloth and wipe down your legs first. Second, warm the oil. Please, never apply cold oil to your legs. That chill can make your muscles tense up. And that's the opposite of what we want to achieve. Pour about a teaspoon of a carrier oil, something like sweet almond oil or jojoba oil or even a good quality olive oil. Pour that into the palm of your hand. Then, add 5 or 6 drops of your rosemary essential oil. Now rub your palms together, briskly, for about 15 seconds. This does 2 things. It warms the oil up to your body temperature, and it also starts to release those beautiful aromatic compounds. Third, engage your senses. Before you even touch your legs, bring your cupped hands toward your face and take 3 slow, deep breaths. I promise you, this is not a frivolous step. Your sense of smell, it has a direct pathway to the emotional centers of your brain. That grounding herbal scent of rosemary, it helps to activate your body's relaxation response. It lowers that stress hormone, cortisol, which itself causes inflammation. Fourth is the application technique, the massage itself. Always, and I mean always, start at your feet and ankles and work your way up. This is non-negotiable. You have to remember what we're trying to do. We're working with your circulatory system. We're trying to help move all that stagnant fluid back towards the center of your body. So use firm, but gentle, upward strokes. It's a massage technique called effleurage. Imagine you are gently coaxing the fluid to go home. When you're massaging your calves, use your thumbs to make small, slow circles around the muscle. When you get to the area behind your knee, be very gentle. There's a big cluster of lymph nodes there. We don't want to press too hard. Then continue with those long, sweeping, upward strokes on your thighs. Spend at least 5 minutes on each leg. This is not a race. Fifth is frequency and enhancements. For the first week, I really recommend you do this twice a day. Once in the morning, to energize your legs and prepare them for the day, and once again at night, to help clear out all the fluid and tension that is built up. After the massage, if you have the time, please elevate your legs. Just prop them up on 2 pillows for 10 or 15 minutes You're using gravity to your advantage here. You're giving your veins and your lymphatic system a much-needed break. You can also lay a warm, damp towel over your legs after the massage. That can help the oils penetrate even more deeply.
That is an incredibly detailed and helpful guide. And explaining the why behind each step, like the deep breathing and the upward strokes, it just makes it feel so much more purposeful. But what if rosemary isn't quite the right fit for someone? Or what if they have a very specific issue they want to focus on, like bad bruising or those awful nighttime cramps?
That's an excellent question, Sarah. This is where we can move from just a single solution to building what I like to call a personalized leg care toolkit. Rosemary is a fantastic all-rounder. It's a great place to start, but sometimes you need a specialist. So, if your primary issue is bruising easily, or tenderness, or a lot of soreness after you've been active, then your specialist is arnica oil. Arnica comes from a yellow mountain flower. It's been used for centuries in Europe for injuries and muscle soreness. Its active compound is called helena, and helena is a very potent anti-inflammatory. It works by telling your body's inflammatory first responders to just calm down. That helps reduce swelling, pain, and the discoloration from bruises. It's just wonderful for people who feel like their legs are always tender to the touch. Now, if your biggest struggle is at night, with those leg cramps, with restlessness, with just not being able to sleep because of the discomfort, then your specialist is lavender oil. We all know lavender for its calming scent, but its therapeutic properties are very real. Its star compound is called linalool, and linalool has proven sedative and anti-anxiety properties. When you massage it into your legs, it helps to relax those tight muscle fibers, and just as importantly, it helps to calm the overactive nerve signals that can lead to all that twitching and cramping. It helps your muscles and your nervous system finally get some rest. And finally, if your main concern is that chronic swelling, or visible varicose veins, or just that deep, deep feeling of heaviness, then your specialist is horse chestnut oil. Or you might see it as an extract. This one is a true powerhouse for venous insufficiency. Its active ingredient is called iaskin, and iaskin has been the subject of many, many clinical studies. It works like a kind of internal scaffolding for your veins. It helps to strengthen the walls of your capillaries and your veins. It makes them less leaky, and it improves their overall tone. It directly works on the root cause of all that pooling and swelling. And I have to say this one more time because it's so important. These potent essential oils, they should always be diluted in a good carrier oil. Like I mentioned before, please, never apply them directly to your skin without diluting them first. You can even create your own personal blend. You could take a teaspoon of almond oil and add 3 drops of rosemary, 2 drops of lavender, and 2 drops of horse chestnut. That could be a wonderful, powerful formula to use every night.
A personalized toolkit. I really love that concept. It empowers people to really listen to their own bodies and choose what they need on any given day. So, beyond these amazing oils, what other daily habits help to complete this picture? What gives people long-term relief?
The oils are powerful. They are facilitators of healing. But they always work best when you support them with simple, consistent habits. Number 1 is gentle movement. You have to use that calf muscle pump we talked about. A 10-minute walk every day is a fantastic start. When you're standing at the kitchen counter, waiting for the kettle to boil, do 10 or 15 slow calf raises. When you're sitting in your chair watching television, make slow circles with your ankles. First one way and then the other. These small movements, they add up. They have a huge cumulative effect. Number 2 is hydration. I know it sounds counterintuitive. You think, I'm swollen, I shouldn't drink more water. But being dehydrated can actually cause your blood to become a little thicker, and that makes it harder for your heart to circulate it. Ample water helps keep everything flowing smoothly. And finally, diet. Reducing your excess salt intake. That's crucial for managing fluid retention and trying to incorporate more anti-inflammatory foods like berries and leafy greens and turmeric. That can all support your vascular health from the inside out.
That brings us to some questions our audience might have. Let's run through a few of the most common ones. For instance, someone might be asking, can I still use these oils if I have prominent varicose veins?
Yes, absolutely. But you must do it with care and with respect for your body. Do not apply firm pressure directly over the varicose veins themselves. Instead, use very gentle, very light, upward strokes over those areas. The goal is to soothe the tissue around the vein, not to press on a vein that's already compromised. And for you, if you have varicose veins, that leg elevation after the massage is not just a suggestion, it's essential.
What about someone who is maybe over 80 or even 90? Is it too late for this to really work?
Number absolutely not. It is never too late to offer your body care. The body's capacity to respond and to heal. It's present at every single age. Now the results might be a little gentler. They might take a little longer to become really obvious. But the benefits? The improved local circulation, the reduced inflammation, and the huge psychological comfort of the ritual itself. Those are available to everyone. Regardless of your age, we've seen people in their 90s who experience fewer nighttime cramps and who feel much more stable on their feet, all after incorporating this simple practice.
And one last question that I know people will have. What if I don't feel dramatic results in the first 7 days?
And that is perfectly okay. Remember my patient Arthur? He was skeptical. His results were wonderful and fast. But that is not everyone's timeline. If your legs have been struggling for a decade, it might take a few weeks of consistent care to start to unwind that long-held pattern of tension and stagnation. The most important thing I can say is, don't give up. Be consistent and look for the small victories. Maybe you sleep a little better. Maybe you have one less cramp during the night. Maybe your ankles are just a little less swollen in the evening. Maybe you take a step and it feels just a little bit more secure. These are the signs that something is working. Trust the process.
Trust the process. That's a powerful message. Dr. Morgan, before we close, is there one final thought you'd like to leave with our audience today?
Yes, there is. I want to speak directly to everyone watching or listening right now. For years, maybe for decades, your legs have carried you through this life. They have walked you toward moments of great joy. They have stood strong for you in times of grief. They have carried the weight of your worries. And over time, it's easy to start to see them as a source of frustration, as things that hurt you or have failed you. I want to invite you to change that perspective. This nightly ritual, it is more than just a physical treatment. It is an act of restoration. When you take those 5 or 10 minutes to sit down, to warm the oil, to breathe, and to care for your legs, you are doing something profound. You are not just rubbing an oil on your skin. You are sending a powerful message deep into your body. You are telling your cells, your muscles, your veins, and your spirit that they are seen, that they are valued, and that they are still worthy of your love and your attention. You are, in a very real way, coming home to yourself. And that simple act of compassionate attention is often the most powerful medicine of all.
An act of restoration. That is the perfect way to frame it. Dr. Morgan, thank you so much for guiding us through this with so much science and empathy and wisdom. And to our incredible community here at Health Voices, we hope this conversation has empowered you. Let us know in the comments. Is this a ritual that you might be willing to try? Your story could be the very thing that inspires someone else to take that first step. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone who deserves to feel lighter and more at home in their own body. Until next time, be well and be kind to yourselves.